What's up, everybody? We're here for another episode from the gutter to greatness. And, as I always try to bring his greatness to you all, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready because my man stays with a clip. He's ready. He's ready for it all and has been doing it all. But he has an amazing story from gutter to greatness and where he came from to where he's at and what he's doing and still wants to do. And so it's definitely an opportunity for somebody to learn from. I've known this brother for a very long time, since he was probably in ninth or 10th grade, and have seen him progress and grow over the years. It's somebody we need to listen to and learn from. This brother has done all kinds of things. Uh, Gary Stanley, he has, made his mark in the music world and industry, and we're going to talk a little bit about that too, what that's looked like for him. So I'm going to let you, Gary, introduce yourself and tell us what you do currently and why should anybody care? That's what we always ask is why. Tell us what you do and why should anybody care?
No doubt, no doubt. Well, thanks for the great intro, Coach. Y'all probably gonna hear me call him Coach because that's how I met this guy. He was my assistant JV basketball coach back in the day. So that just lets how long our relationship go back. But again, my name is Gary Stanley. You guys might know me from Sincere to Great. I am a former 106 and Park Freestyle Friday Hall of Fame champion. Was one of the first people to get retired and put in BET Hall of Fame. Currently, my job title is I am a senior executive for a top 100 company. I'm actually the only African American and Black senior executive at my company in the Midwest. Outside of that, I do own a record label and management company here in Chicago called Tunnel Vision Music Group. Right now, we have 8 artists signed. 2 of those artists are signed to major record labels. And I also am a co-owner with my wife of Kazam Hookah Pops, where we have created candy flavored hookah tips as well. So all of all, why should you care? Because I'm the definition of I feel like from nothing to something, or from gutter to greatness. I got greatness actually tattooed here on my hand. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Not, but if Sincere to Great, even if you follow on my social medias, you see I have, transformed that to G1, but it also stands for the Great One. And I live by greatness, achieve it, and believe it. So you should care is because I'm literally the definition of nothing to something. I don't shy away from telling my story, sharing it, but it wasn't always glamour, glitz and glamour. I come from poverty, and I'm still working my way out of it in every way, shape, and form. So, very, very relatable to any and every situation that probably everybody out there listening has been through.
Right. So, it says if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So, in the terms of that, I was thinking, so I'm about to put you on the spot, right? So I'm gonna put you on the spot because, I want people to see that this brother has some talent. So is there a freestyle? So do you still got it or have you lost it?
Man, I'm 40 years old, but
Man. So,
I always got a clip ready to go. I think
okay, see,
it might be in me. You putting me on the spot for real, man. But
see,
it might be in me too.
yeah.
So it's the final
So,
nail in the casket.
so you weren't expecting this. So this brother said, "Hey, I'm a Freestyle Friday champion. I've got him in the Hall of Fame, and so here from the gutter to greatness, I want you to prove that you're great." And so so what do you have now? Of course, you could tell me no, but I think it would lend to some automatic credibility here for people to experience a lyrical verse from Sincere to Great. So what you got for us?
I got a little something, man. I got a little something. What you want to just a little something
Hey,
acapella real quick,
hey
man?
man, yeah, what you got?
All right, let me see, man. Mike Jackson Thriller. I'm chilling with Paul Miller. You don't even know. No fakes, the real deal, bruh. Gutted the greatness. Nah, no fake shit. Real talk, move fast and slow, just like the Matrix. In the game, I was running it like the Asics. No need for basics, huh? You on my wait list. And I be chilling, man. We talking this real shit, huh? My man P. Miller said, give an ill clip, and I'ma throw it out. That's no doubt. I'm getting money even in it, even if it's a drought. My bad, man. It's the police and everything outside the crib, a little fire alarm, but I just want to give you a little something.
Hey man, I like it. I like it. All right, man. We got to give it up for
A
my
little
brother here.
rusty, a little rusty.
You know, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So
You're
my
right.
brother was ready. Definitely always spitting, and but think about that. So even just talking about the music before even talking about the story. So when did you realize that you had the ability to and that you were musically inclined? When did that all start?
Well, honestly, man, as you know, I went to school to performing arts for high school. Our school was a little different. You getting up 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Normal kids, you're gonna go to your breakfast. Homeroom, kick it. Soon as you get to school of the arts, you got girls singing in this group over here. We had our freestyle battles over here, just kicking it, even riding to and from basketball games, things like that. And I always had a nice little light shined on me. But I think it really happened when I was in college. So my hustle when went to college, I went to SUNY Morrisville, and what I was doing was, of course, now, mind you, this kind of me showing my age at this point in time. But mind you, this is 2002 now. So this is pre YouTube. The only thing we got is like the Smack DVD era.
Right.
This is during this time. So that was the thing. So really, and this is when people used to host freestyle battles. This was real big. You could enter freestyle competitions, win bread, money here. So in college, as you know, you broke kids trying to make it. So me and my guys would hustle up some money, so I could enter these freestyle competitions, and I started winning them, and of course I'm breaking bread with my guys. So the competition, $500 to get in, I got 100. My guy giving me 100, my other guy giving me 100, and so on. We get that 500. I'm jumping in this competition to win $5,000. I come back and each one of my guys got a G. So BET actually heard about what I was doing, and this at the time when Free and AJ was hosting. One of their ways that they were scouting talents at the time was going from school to school, hosting Freestyle Friday battles on the campus, and then the winners from those Freestyle Friday battles is the person who they put on the TV to go against their champion at the time. So I remember it like it was yesterday. It was actually during Mother's Day weekend, and I wanted to go home and see my mom. You know what I mean? We'll get into a story about her, but my mom, she basically been addicted to drugs my whole life. We was just repairing our relationship, and I was coming into that light where like, hey, I don't know when my mom's gonna leave me, so I'm gonna do my due diligence in order to make sure that I give us as many lasting memories as possible. And right when me and my friends is packing bags, it's kind of like chit chat and chatter that BET was going to maybe come to our school because one of the scout talents actually was an alumnus at Morrisville University. So we didn't hear anything, like literally. So I'm going home. Ticket already booked, ready to get back to Rochester on this nice little train ride, and literally I got a call like, man, I'm giving you a heads up. It was from my guy Ray, and he graduated 1 year before, and he was the one kind of pushing the initiative to get them to come to the school. And he was like, man, bro, I don't know what you got going on, but this weekend they coming, bro. They 106, they gonna come here, they gonna host the battle. I'm like, man, we don't got a flyer. I ain't hear nothing around the school, no nothing, man. Is you for sure they coming? He like, bro, when they gonna come, you gonna know they coming, but I'm giving you the heads up. I'm like, bro, I'm about to go home see my mom. My train leave like 9 o'clock at night. So he like, bro, I'm telling you, just stay at the school and so you could be in the competition. So I'm like, man, my bro was like, and my boy Byron, he was like, man, I'll stop by and make sure I tell Mom Dukes, happy Mother's Day for you, get her some flowers, this, that, and the third. And I was like, bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I'm out to miss this Mother's Day, I'm letting y'all know right now. 106 in Park come to the school, and this is the only rap outlet on TV. You know what I mean? At the moment, especially for freestyle battles, it's the only thing where you got national exposure from at the time. I was like, if they come to my school, I'm letting y'all know right now, I'm winning the whole thing at the school, bro. And if they put me on the show, I'm going to go all 7 weeks and I'm gonna win the whole thing. I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame. So at the time, only Jen and Poster Boy was the only two people who had got retired from the show at the time.
So you were before Sun or after Sun?
Before Sonny. I was before Sonny.
Okay, because Sun is I grew up with Sun as well.
Yeah. So I was before Sonny. Sonny actually was about almost a year after I went on there originally. So that's how I actually got the opportunity to get on 106 in Park. The next day, literally, you just see all the big buses, the promo. They literally came out of nowhere, set up everything, held the competition at my school. And like I said, I won the competition to get on the show because I won the competition at school. They put me on the show about 6 months later, and I went all 7 weeks. And it was so inspirational to me, is because you got to realize during my 7-week run, it was magical. The people. So let me give you my 7 weeks just so y'all get an understanding. Right. My first week when I was on there, this when Sierra was going from being a backup dancer to dropping her first debut single, Goodies. So this is when Sierra came out, going from being a backup dancer, she released Goodies. My week number 2 was when Lil Wayne dropped his classic album, Carter 2. So he was the judge of that battle my second week. My third week was when Halle Berry came, when Catwoman came out. Halle Berry told me I was handsome. You couldn't tell me nothing else. You know, from that point on, I'm shooting my shot at ladies like, yo, what's good, man? How you feeling? Oh, I'm all right. It don't even matter. Halle Berry told me I was cute. I'm good on there. You know what I mean? Next week, Will Smith came. That's when iRobot came out. The following week after that, that's when Jadakiss dropped Why. The week after that, that's when Fat Joe dropped Lean Back. And Lil Scrappy also was one of the judge. His singles was in rotation. And my final week 7 was when Wayne Wonder had the #1 song in the entire world with Got Somebody. And I actually won off 106 in Park. He was the last judge my last week. And you got to think, for a 19-year-old kid who in college at that time, he took me right off of the show and had me open up for his show at Madison Square Garden. So, and then they surprised me. They had everybody from my school was there because, again, I'm in college at the time, so I had to choose between, like, are you really going to pursue music, or are you going to, I had that to decipher between both of those, which was a hard decision for me at that time, just being a sophomore in college, 19-year-old kid. You know how I was in school, man. Very well-grown and well-educated then, and I went the route with the music. So it was like, if I'm sacrificing school, my education, my friends, family, kind of doubting me to pursue music, which it's not the most stable career, then I got to go 110%. And that's why I went so hard during that time. So
with all that, right? And so I can imagine being 19 years old, having all this success and all the, that's one for those who don't realize, 106 in Park was a big deal in that time frame. And, everybody watched it. It was the hub of, everything that had to do with Black entertainment and music, and especially with rap music. And so you had like this amazing level of success. What were the thoughts and feelings that you were going through? Because those thoughts and feelings, I'm also curious to see what you thought was about to happen, and what did that look like?
Man, it was honestly so crazy. So, and I mean, the show doesn't exist no more. So, and TV is TV, and this is when you realize TV is TV. So, to give you an example, everybody, the way they shot the show, they made it look live. To everybody, it's literally live every single Friday. That's the way the show was presented to the people who were watching. But in all actuality, we actually shot those episodes on Wednesdays, So when the episodes actually aired on Friday, I'm already back home watching it with my friends, family in the hood, you know what I mean? So it was crazy, is because my first week when I was on 106 in Park, Fredro Starr and I think they were. It was a movie he was in. I don't want to say Sunset Park. It may have been because I think it was another movie. I think that he was in that Spike Lee had directed. They had him as being the guest. So when you're on there, again, it's a line. Now, when you're the challenger, the way I was my first week, you got to wait in line like you everybody else. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's a long line. You got to sign the consent form. You got to sign the NDA. You got to sign these forms so your face can be shown on TV. And then you got the champion who's kind of sitting over here. You don't saw him on TV, so you know who it is. He got his clout or whatever. So of course, I see Fredro Starr. People start talking. Again, this is in New York City. It's filmed in NBC Studios, which is on 106 and Park Ave. And as you know, being from upstate in Rochester, we don't have many music outlets. The only outlet we had at the time was WDKX, which is our radio station, and that's privately owned, not syndicated, no monetization, So I was the first person in upstate New York to get national TV exposure, and that's Rochester, Syracuse, Buffalo, Albany, all together at this time. So that just lets you know, this was a big deal at this time. So I see Fredro Starr, I'm like, dang, my homie from Onyx, you know what I mean? A couple little movies. I'm getting the jitters. And then the guy that I'm going against, he is already on his 6th week. Now, in order to get retired from 106 and Park, you got to go 7 weeks. So if he win this one, he won away from going to the BET Hall of Fame and being the 3rd one. So he already got his fan base, his crowd. He got his support system. He from New Jersey. Again, I'm from upstate where it isn't that much exposure. I haven't made a name for myself outside of, rap battles in school. But I always was a confident individual. You know what I mean? The beat get on. I had this little rock with me. So when I won that first week, man, I almost was in shock. I couldn't believe it. I wanted to tell everybody, and then I go back home and they see me on TV. And then for my town, it was just such a huge win, man. Like I said, being the first person that was on basically national TV for music in my city, man, it was huge. My city jumped on my back immediately, supported me. It was a wonderful feeling. But again, I'm shooting these on Wednesday. So now when I go down there the next week, people know I'm the champion. I get there. A couple people want me to sign autographs. Now it's taking pictures. And I'm like, whoa, you know what I mean? Okay, cool. It was a couple. So
did it go to your head?
Oh man, I wouldn't say that. I was a humble, not yet. We gonna say not yet.
Okay, see, I knew it went at some point in time.
Oh, absolutely. So my 3rd week, this is what I knew. My 3rd week, I win the show, and then this is when they like, they got 2 security there, and I'm like, what's going on? They like, bro, you're not gonna be able to go outside like by yourself. Wherever you park, whoever you with, have them bring your car around. They like, it's probably 500 people out there just waiting for you with signs and autographs and little kids. And so when they opened that door that time, that's when it was over. You know what I mean? It was something I never seen before. Running to me, kids hugging me, grabbing me, people trying. I couldn't believe it. I just was a kid in college at the time, and now I couldn't even in Rochester, I couldn't walk down the street by myself anymore. I couldn't really come out the house by myself without kids crying, "I love you," running up to me, make sure you win. So it was a super dope experience, life changing. It definitely gave me confidence, and I wasn't already confident. It gave me the confidence to let me know, you got to finish what you started, man. You got to do it.
Did you think though that you were going to now go on to rap superstardom, and I want to dig into the past some too, but did you think you were going to be rap superstardom, and then did that change, or what happened?
Yeah, so honestly, I did. So at that time, again, this is during the era of course, I feel like I'm going to get on. I feel like one thing that I never have been and never will be is a quitter. If I start something, I'm going to finish it, or I'm going to gradually progress in every single thing I do. So to give you an example, and this is just being perfectly honest, I wasn't the biggest rapper in my city at that time. I wasn't the biggest rapper in that town. I was so much a fan of, Uwap had the light at that time, along with Larry Love and, Etho. We still had Spesh doing his thing at this point in time. I still was a kid from Rochester, but again, I set my standard and my bar high is because I still did something that none of these guys were able to do or didn't have the opportunity to do. So in my city, it was almost like, who is this kid coming out of nowhere where we dropping mixtapes and we the hottest artists on the street, but he is on the TV screen. So having to prove myself to that magnitude was one thing, but also, again, I gave up furthering my education at this point in time to pursue this. And I always was one of those confident individuals. So during this time, of course, I'm free. Ask me, yo, if it's somebody you want to sign with at this time, who was it? Dipset popping at this time. I'm like, yo, Dipset, come holler at me. But this is still during the time where it's no social media, so it's not like you can just hit an A&R of a record label up and have your management get in contact with them. It's literally 1,000-page A&R registry books that look like dictionaries that has every A&R, where you still have to physically mail out your press kit and your tech package to them with a CD, and you still have to grind independently. So that was my route. You know what I mean? That was my route. And you got to think independently. And I still did things. And I still, from there, I was able to get a sample cleared by Jay-Z. I got that single actually put on the radio, where that single was the #1 song in my city for 2 years running. You know what I mean? Off of that, I was also able to tour and open up for 50 Cent during his Get Rich or Die Trying run. Opened up for Fat Joe again when his most prominent single, which was Lean Back at that time. And I went on to have 3 #1 hit singles in New York State area. My single was sold out of Target as well. I had a great run, and I was shopping myself also at the time. It was just no deal materialized. I understood at a young age what business was. I understood at a young age of not selling yourself short. I understood the grind it was going to take to get myself on independently. And I was also learning at the same time. And I think knowledge is key. And that's kind of what got me into owning a record label, is because the opportunities that wasn't presented to me, or again, the things that I wasn't able to accomplish. It's just like a teacher. I would love to teach the next artist of how to go about handling a business and get them on. And that's still the same gratification that I get till this day when I get artists signed. And it's still that spark. Is because I know I put the work in. It's just like Phil Jackson. He can't get on the court, but I am the one who designed this triangle offense for Michael Jordan, for Scottie Pippen, to win these chips. And it's a plug and play system. And I still get my gratification for coaching, even though, you know, at the end of the day, the limelight, or I wasn't able to get a deal during my career specifically for myself. So all in all, great experience, life of hustle. I always had the confidence. I never was a person who felt like it wasn't going to happen, because I was going to put the work in no matter what.